G'day everyone, welcome back to a brand new video on the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going through every single team that I've tipped for round 3 and how much I think they're going to win by. If you guys enjoy this video, please make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Enough wasting your time, let's get straight into the video. Alright, before we get into the tips, I'm just going to quickly run through which games I got correct for round 2 and which games I got incorrect. In total, I managed to get 6 out of 8 tips correct, so I had a pretty good round last week. The 2 games I happened to get wrong were Collingwood. I genuinely did think they were going to be able to beat St Kilda. I just didn't think St Kilda were going to be too good of a side against the Pies. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's looking like the Pies could potentially have a premiership hangover this year, but I guess we're going to see this week whether or not that is true. The second tip I got wrong was Adelaide. I thought Adelaide should get it done. Unfortunately, they lost, though. I thought because of the players like Tex Walker, Josh Rochelle actually had a pretty good game. I thought he should help out heaps as well. Unfortunately, Adelaide did lose though. Another game I almost got wrong was North v Freo. I tipped North to win their first this season, and luckily I changed it to Freo last minute because North actually did happen to lose that game. So I was definitely very lucky with that one. Alright, moving into the actual games now. On Thursday, we've got the grand final matchup, the Brisbane Lions against the Collingwood Magpies at the Gabba. Alright, the little voices inside of me are telling me to tip Collingwood. I mean, they've started the season 0-3, so a little part of me thinks that this is going to be their first game that they win. And the Lions also haven't had the greatest start to the season. Also, they've had a better season than we have had so far. But I think I'm going to have to tip the Lions for this one. It's at their home turf as well, so I'm going to go the Lions by a total of 35 points. Alright, moving on to the Friday night games. We've got North Melbourne taking on Carlton at Marvel Stadium. I don't think anyone can blame me when I say I'm going to tip Carlton for this one. Carlton were able to beat the Lions in round 0 and the Tigers in round 1. And they're also coming off a bye as well, meaning that they have had time for their players to rest and all that. So I just don't see that them losing their first one will be against North Melbourne. And I'm actually going to go by an absolute smashing. I'm going to go Carlton by 45 points. Next game, we've got Freo taking on the Adelaide Crows at Optus Stadium. I would usually just tip Adelaide straight away, but so far we've seen how well Freo can play at their home turf. Last time Freo played at Optus, it was against the Brisbane Lions who were in the grand final last year, so when Freo won that one, it was definitely a huge surprise to everyone, and I think since they did have the home ground advantage, I think it's very likely that they can pull something like that off again this week. And I think it'll still be a decently close game until the 4th quarter, and I think Freo should get it done by 29 points. Alright, first game of Saturday, we've got St Kilda taking on Essendon at Marvel Stadium. Now, this game's pretty simple for me after I saw how well the Saints played last week against the Pies. Liam Henry's a gun alongside Max King, and even though they have lost Mason Wood due to a concussion for 6 weeks, I think the Saints should be able to cope pretty well without him, and I think they should get this done. Not by a lot though, I'm going to go the Saints by 2 goals. Alright, next game at Adelaide Oval, we've got Port Adelaide taking on Melbourne. This is one of the more difficult games for me. Both these sides have played absolutely sensational so far in the season. So far, Petrarca's played absolutely amazing alongside pretty much Melbourne's entire team. Port have had sort of an easy lineup for the past couple of weeks. They happened to verse West Coast in their first ever game. They've also versed Richmond last week. So far they haven't really had too much of a challenge to win these games. And this will be their first difficult game of the season, which I think should pretty much just throw them off completely this game. And I'm going to tip Melbourne to win this by 21 points. Alright, moving on to the Sunday games. We've got West Coast taking on the Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium. Alright, I'm not going to get too in-depth with this one, mostly because West Coast haven't really shown us enough to the point where I think they should be able to beat the Dogs. I think the Dogs should get this done pretty easily, and I'm going to say the Dogs by 39 points. Final game of the Sunday, we've got Richmond taking on Sydney at the MCG. So far, Sydney have started the season 3-0, which kind of makes me feel as if they shouldn't lose against Richmond this week. So far, Sydney have versed way better teams than the Tigers, and I think they should get this one done by the highest margin of the round, being 50 points. Final game of the round on the Monday, we've got the Hawks taking on the Cats at the MCG. This could be sort of surprising to you guys, but I think the Hawks should just get this one done. So far, the Hawks haven't won a single game just yet, but from what I've seen, Ginnivan's is still a gun. Chol's one of their better players, and I think this could potentially be one of the first games that they win of the season. Now, if this game was played at GMHBA, this would be a completely different story. I would have Geelong winning this by over 50 points. Maybe not that high, but the Cats would get it done by a lot more. But the fact that it's at the G, I'm going to go the Hawks by less than a goal. I'm going to go 5 points. And that is it for this round of tipping. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when a new video is coming out. See you guys next time. Peace.